So what don't you like about the build quality?
So here,
Yeah.
you can. It's super hard, but you can see it's like.
It's hard to.
No, it's moving.
Oh, so it's not firm enough.
Yeah.
Today we're going to be talking about the SmallRig wireless focusing system. I actually have mine here. And the question is to just ask, is this thing a gimmick or is it worth it? Can you use this on an actual commercial shoot, or is this only doomed to be used for YouTube? So I had to recently work with the amazing crew at Snap Film Studio Shanghai, and we were going to be using cinema primes. So we started looking into a wireless focusing option. The SmallRig just sort of came up in the conversation because Tony, the director, had already bought the system. So we decided to test it out. And I asked him about his first impressions, and this is what he said.
Here's like full set. Yeah, it's great. And I wanted to use handle, so I can use it if I'm shooting for by myself, you know, without focus puller. Here, you can. It's super hard, but you can see it's like.
It's hard to.
No, it's moving.
Oh, so it's not firm enough.
Yeah, for me this thing is super annoying. I hate it.
Right.
So straight out of the box, you get a couple of things that you can work with. First, you get the focus wheel itself, which your first AC can use to pull focus. You also get the focus motor that you can attach to your lens. This, if you have a cinema prime, this just goes straight. If not, you can attach a rubber mount. You also get some extra mounting options that you can attach to your rig in a way that it just works for you. Basically, this thing gives you the option to do that.
You guys know what gas is, right? Gear acquisition syndrome.
I have this. I'm addicted. Say thank you. Say thank you. Say thank you that I left my matchbox at home because I could bring it just for testing. Man, look, I bring my why you need it? Why you bring beam out for testing?
After a couple minutes, it wasn't really easy to figure out at first, but we figured it out, and here's my first impression.
But the first thing I like about this is the design. I like the design. Now I see why you got the handle, because if you have this on a gimbal, it's relatively easier. Now I see why. It doesn't look cheap as well. For like a fast pull, it probably works. I like the rubbery feel. It's not going to slip and fall out if you're using this. So if you have like an action scene or something like that, this would work well. But yeah, let's test it out and see just how well this thing is going to hold up.
So one of the things that we also wanted to test out was seeing how this thing performed with a heavy lens. We didn't have the DZO at the time because we were gonna rent that out, so we started testing them out with the Sony 24-108, I believe, the Sony Cinema Primes. They're relatively heavy, so they also pack a bunch.
Right. No, but look, it's shaking because we need lens support. Maybe Martin had lens support.
Or it's not working because of the focus ring. It's not
because the grid is
right. The grid is not like the.
It's
does bigger.
Look like exactly it goes in two pieces, you know.
Let's try with this and see.
For the Sony lens, we had to put an extra attachment on that just to get it to work. And I think it worked fine for the most part. After we'd successfully attached it to everything, we decided to go on and do some focus tests inside of the studio. It was pretty dark, so we couldn't go outside. But here are some of the tests that we did. I'll let you be the judge of what you see, and I'll give you my final thoughts right after this segment.
All right, so I marked you as A, and I have this. My second point. So I'm gonna try to rack from like the first one straight up to Tony. So you're currently at F4, right?
Yes.
You get the point. So now you can go.
Too close.
Oh, it's too close.
No, it's okay, camera.
And then I go back on 3, 2, 1.
1. Now move back. Did you get it?
I believe so.
I don't think so.
Right.
No? Okay, so I believe I'm in focus now.
Okay.
I move forward in 3,
2, 1.
Yes.
Boom!
Try it
Go
again.
backwards in 3, 2,
2,
1.
1. Did it get it?
I guess it will. Okay, let's do kind of
Like a panning shot. Follow me, Tony. Don't lose me. Do your job. No, you're fired.
yeah, man. Yeah, it's kind of alright, man.
Are you proud of yourself?
Yes.
So for me, I feel like my final thoughts are, is this thing worthy of coming on a production set? I would say yes and no. Yes, because I think if you already know what you're doing, I think if you're experienced with being a first AC and you've done this quite often, this might work for you. But if you do not have an experienced focus puller on your set, I don't think this is there yet. I think it still needs some tweaking in terms of like the response. For someone who's got big hands, this is not gonna be enough. This is pretty small to be able to work with. So there is the handle attachment and you can sort of use that, but then it becomes too long and too bulky as well. I'm more comfortable with this one. I'm just gonna use so you can use the side handle.
So you don't need this?
Yeah, I don't need it.
But I believe it's so,
So I would say in terms of the design aspect, I feel like this is properly designed well, but there's just a few things that bug this thing from making it out to be really, really exceptional. I do think smallrig has done well by giving us this option, and I will further test this out well and see if this thing actually works on the production, because hey, this is just a studio test. So the conditions are gonna be different, everything is gonna be different around that. I also did find that there was almost no wireless interference when we were using this, and everything just worked as it should work. Now, one big downside to this is it is not very intuitive in terms of how you use it. And maybe that's just down to the design interface, how you access the functions and all of these other things. Or I think smallrig should possibly do better if there's a version 2 of this, and maybe make the screen a little bit bigger.
Like, you should be able to figure out something as soon as you take it. And that's why I sort of like DJI products, because you don't need anything else. Like, you just take it out the box and it works.
Yeah, I think, look, this is the first day I use any focus pulling device.
Right.
And it does feel and it does work as I expected, actually. It's just practice and actual training on actual shots, what you want to achieve, how fast you want it, how smooth you want it, and what distance you want to change. Marks, if like digital marks, they must be very, very useful and very handy. Yeah.
Yeah. Great stuff.
Your turn.
My turn? Yeah, it's great stuff, yeah.
I will let you guys know how this thing worked on set when we actually filmed this commercial. Please remember to subscribe if you want to see more videos about this thing, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
No, I mean like whole set. It looks, like.
That's what we're.
Man, why are you laughing? Look at my camera. Look at my camera. Like, plus, I just need side handle, so it's like perfect choice. It's like I can use record button. It has batteries inside. That like they try to do it like in a good way. You see, they have this pin here.
Yeah.
So like when you put screw in, it's supposed to be like good.
Right.
But like I'm doing this.
So it still moves.
It moves a little bit. Nick just now recommend me, let's just screw it like tough as hard.
But you have to remove it.